Yeah, I changed my idea. Okay, I'm gonna from now on I'm gonna pursue freedom. Freedom will be my north, and because I realize like if I'm free, happiness is there. It doesn't. You don't have to pursue happiness.
Bienvenido.
En el podcast
The journey is the destination.
con Mati.
Y Cristian y Emma.
Today, with us, one and only, for me, the guardian of the space on this island as I know him.
A big lover of the music and hugs. A great friend, Matias.
Yeah, with him we're taking a journey from the sea to the mountains of Nepal, so really taking a beautiful spiritual journey with him.
Yes. Oh, even the beginning of the podcast is so inspiring. Talking about the sea life and wow, this podcast is really interesting. So yes, incredible journey, incredible life.
Like he would say, increíble.
Vamos.
Bienvenido, Mati.
Hello, Mati.
Gracias.
Mi
Thank
profesor
you.
español.
Yeah, the teacher of one class, el profesor de una clase. Support. Yeah.
Nice.
Hi guys, thank you for giving me this opportunity to express somehow. I'm not really sure about what's going to come out of this, but
Yeah.
that's the most interesting part, I think.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, beautiful.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling very warmth, like having a drum on my lap, tea, a very nice tea, and you guys here and in this new place that you got. It's so nice.
Amazing
incredible.
place. Huh?
So you can be very comfortable here, I guess,
Yeah.
as I am feeling now.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
Oh, incredible.
I have no words to describe. I'm just so blessed. I feel like the last 2 days were one of the most incredible days of my life.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
Nice. And it's full moon tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, hell,
so powerful, yeah.
we signed the contract on the solstice for half a year. So from solstice to solstice.
Wow.
Perfect, and and
It's meant to be.
of course,
Yeah.
the house is incredible, and with the beautiful workshop yesterday, I feel so happy. Incredible.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
the same. It's just incredible.
It's the best part of life.
Yeah, I've never been excited for winter so much.
But it's Waiheke winter. It's
Yeah,
it's not even winter.
It's
really.
not that bad, I've been for a swim today.
I love it.
It's not summertime, but you still enjoy, and the sun was quite strong today and
Yeah.
yesterday. This week was like that.
It's really
Yeah.
quick.
Nice.
Can you tell again what you saw today
What?
in the ocean?
What did you see?
There were orcas today.
You saw them?
Yeah, I saw them, but I saw them like from very far. The guys were kayaking next to them, and we were
Wow.
just from shore looking outside, and you could see when they breathe, like they throw this,
Wow.
and we were like, oh, why didn't we come closer?
That's amazing.
I saw them once in Nelson when in 2013 I was there, and we were like just having mate after sunset on a normal day it was actually a beautiful day we had with a friend. We were working on an orchard and we were working together, and then when you're working, sometimes you start talking and these kind of very interesting conversations come out, and it was a beautiful day with her. Then we were having mate with some friends, and this French guy came like really excited and said like
Something in French?
Something French, and then we understood like, okay, he need $10.
He need to
He was asking for $10.
But he was speaking in French?
I don't remember, but I just remember like he was
I
so
love it.
excited that we couldn't understand what he was saying. And then what do you need it for? And he said like, hey, orcas there in the boat, blah blah blah. So there was a boat that we're going to take him for $10 next to the orcas.
Whoa!
I say, and my friend says like, oh, I have 50, and we were 4, and he was
Wow.
okay, 10
So-
for you, and like, yeah, let's go
Nice.
all. And
Nice.
like,
Oh, that's amazing! It's like
yeah.
universe talking.
It was perfect, and this boat knew that the orcas were going to come back because they went in a place like inside the port kind of thing. So
Okay.
they had to come back.
Nice.
So the guy was charging money on the boat,
Nice.
and we jumped in on and chased them. And right at sunset time.
Magical.
Wow.
So today I can feel like it was quite magical for these guys too, and
Nice.
we just enjoy the beach. Very nice.
It happened to me in Takaka that when I was in a hostel there were 50 whales stranded on a beach and the fare was split. And when we heard it, the whole hostel drew there and we helped to rescue them. For the whole day we were there with them. It was a crazy experience.
Carlos told me about that. I didn't know, and yeah, he told me about like you could really feel a lot of suffering from them.
It's crazy. You know that they cry? They actually have tears and they cry. It's wow. And they were 2 babies and they were calling for mom all the time and moms were calling back. But it was super heart opening experience because you could see these animals dying in front of you and some of them actually died. So you know you're taking care of one whale. You have to put water on them all the time and turn them around so they don't suffocate and that their skin doesn't get sunburned. And most of them survived, but every now and then you could see some of them just stop moving, stop breathing, and then they would draw a big yellow X on them. It was scary, like, so it was really like so primal that we connected so much, all of the people that were working there, because I don't know, it was just life or death, and the whales were so. It was so. I was so touched. They could really feel it. You know, we talked to them, we sing to them, and they were super chill when you were chill around them. They started jumping if somebody was screaming. So they really feel your energy. They feel how you act. So you also have to calm yourself first. It's amazing.
Honestly, I feel some kind of jealous that you had. I mean, like, it's hard, but wow, what an experience that can like you can learn so much and feel so much. Yeah, if you see, it's funny. Sometimes I show some people if you go into my social Instagram and you have like these suggested pages of images when you go and search. And yeah, it shows me all like whales, sharks, ocean. Yeah, I love sharks.
Wow.
I learned so much by following these people that they do love whales or they rescue whales or they fight for saving the sharks around the world because they go and dive next to them. Even there is this guy that he is a photographer, a shark photographer, and he was a surfer and he lost his leg.
And his arm, or
I think not only his leg, this guy, but there must be another one.
oh, might be no, because did you watch Seaspiracy? Because there is maybe it's the same guy who somebody who's a shark photographer who lost some. I'm not sure if it was the hand as well, but I know he lost the leg, and he was talking how important it is to take care of the sharks, even though they ate his.
No, it was amazing. Yeah, it was a tiger shark, and then now he just go and dive with them and love that and just go really close and take the most amazing detailed pictures of them and yeah, and then you learn like you can really interact and I so it was just kind of a dream that I had too. And I also have seen this guy that he went and dived with some whales, and when he saw them, he felt like, wow, it's so huge. And it was a mother with a calf, a little whale baby, and it's like, wow, he felt a bit scared because like maybe the mother will try to protect the child, and he is too close, he's in danger. But then he actually realized like the baby was scared, and the mother was even like encouraging the baby to come and interact with him, you know.
wow.
And yeah, he felt like the lesson for him was forgiveness, because like we go and do so much harm to them, to the whales, and the whale, this huge animal, was there and could do anything to him, but he felt like he was completely accepted and forgave. Like, and yeah, I think ocean we have a lot to learn out of it, and it's beautiful.
Funny enough, you talk about it, because I never was really exploring this world, but I was just listening to a podcast about a guy who just dives with sharks, or for scientific purposes as well. So it's like he's studying them without harming them or just causing any stress or something like that. But this is the same kind of story, but never before did I,
That's amazing.
did I do anything with it.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah.
I did some snorkeling with sharks and just reef, black tip
With sharks?
sharks in,
Oh my God.
yeah, in Kapas Island. It's a beautiful island in Malaysia that it doesn't have a shop, so you have to bring all your food from the
Nice.
mainland.
Nice.
And we were just camping there, and you have nothing to do but just go to the beach, and as soon as you walk into the ocean, it's full of coral, a live coral, like anemones, like clownfish, and there are these sharks, and we were like, you know, trying, let's go and see if we find sharks, because all the fishes are rather like small around the coral, and the shark is a kind of a bigger thing, you know, even though they are small for these reef sharks, but some of them were, I don't know, like 2 meters maybe, and it's like, oh. And because I'm following all these kind of pages, I was like, oh, that would be my dream, just to go and face my fear. I think maybe I got after watching these movies when I was young, you know, Jaws. Even I went to Disney World or Universal Studios in the States, and they had this kind of attraction that you went and the sharks came out and you were like super scared. So it was part of the movie. But yeah, now I was like, oh, I really want to go and do it. So once we went and we found them, but usually they always ran away, like they swam away. And it was so hard to, I really want to see them. And once there were like 3 of them just swimming with us and coming around. And then when they came around, I tried to dive and go closer to them under the water. But as soon as you dive down, they just swim like faster and go
Even
away.
before you decide to go down, they feel that you're coming.
Yeah, so then you kind of felt this kind of interaction. Okay, you need to be more gentle, you know, with them. That's the difference I noticed with swimming with dolphins here in Waiheke. Like dolphins, as soon as they perceive you, you see them turning towards you, because they see that you want to go to them and they come and say hello, you know.
They want to play with you.
Yeah, and the sharks, no, I think like you need to be like really gentle. Like as soon as they were turning around, I was just taking a deep breath, going underwater and going in some kind of the place that this shark were facing, so it comes to me. And when it comes to me, and you try to move as slow as possible, and you can tell like the shark also slows down a lot. And then you see the eye, and I love that, like looking into the eyes of any kind of being, like people or animals or birds or chickens. Sometimes I go and let's make eye contact with the chicken, you know.
But they don't attack you?
No, these were like super friendly, like they don't. The reef sharks are,
I was swimming like this in Thailand when they have super nice beaches, super long but very shallow, and you're basically 2 meters above some coral ground. And yeah, I think it was this kind of shark, super small, like 1-2 meters. But I was above it and just swimming with it, you know, like across the beach, left to right. Like
wow,
we were just chilling. Like, I don't know.
You understood each other like that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go close because I don't know.
It's a shark.
Why would you? Yeah. But I was like, but they never go up. They just chill in the corals.
Yeah, this was so nice because they stayed with us, and I was with another friend, and then another friend came and like was trying to look for us and said, "Dude, come here! Like they are here!" And he came, and there were like a fourth one, a fifth one. At some point, there were like 6 sharks around us, and all coming around and interacting with us, and we were like just doing the same, not talking. And it was so amazing. Yeah, after that, it's like, oh, okay. You know, I felt like, yeah, it's possible, it's true. Like all these things you see.
Well, interesting what you said. You have to be very gentle with sharks and more dramatic with dolphins. So it makes me think, like, I would say, like, sharks are the one that are more aggressive and dramatic, and dolphins are the one that are more chill usually. Yeah. So it's interesting that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even though I was just checking I had some messages on the group of Latin people here in Waiheke. And yeah, some friends posted the videos of the orcas today that they were really kayaking next to them. And the orcas are the same as the dolphins, so they come and check them and just to see you know, to say hello. And then one girl posted like, "Hey guys, just please be careful because you know orcas are just hunting and they are in their natural habitat, and then they are not the dolphins, so just be careful. Just want to say that." And it's like, this, you know, like how I don't believe like, and I've seen this documentary which is really cool too. It's called Blackfish, and it's about the orcas, and they say like, yeah, there is no one registered attack of an orca to a person, to a human when they are in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kill like 4 or more people when they are in captivity. So then we got like, oh, they call them killer whale or stuff, but they are so smart and completely, yeah, you can swim and.
Yeah, I heard people swim with them here. I heard a lot of people already saying that they swam with them on Waiheke. And for me at the beginning it was also like, what, with the orca? No, that's like so dangerous.
Yeah, because they're the perfect size of a seal, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh la la.
Orca looks at you like,
my
seal.
Yeah, and they are so fast and big, and I think I would be very scared. So I don't know if I would. I have to be there on those kayaks. I definitely will go and chase them on a kayak. But then I will have to feel if I go down or not. Because I will feel like super scared. Even though I know that it's safe and sound, but you know.
It's different in reality, of course.
Yeah, you gotta be there.
But are they the smartest animals next to dolphins in the world, or?
I heard.
Very smart,
Yeah, I don't remember if there's a rank or something like that, but in this documentary I've seen Blackfish, they were taking the brain, and the brain is huge, and they realize like they have, I don't know if we call it like the front side,
cortex.
the front cortex of the brain is like where you have that develop. It's very important or your ancestor or your family or your so they have like really complex kind of that's why if you see them they are never alone, same as dolphins, like they are in pods, and yeah, what they do when they are in captivity, people, or what we do is usually we just go and chase them and try to treat them like, you know, like they were cows and sheep, like we treat cows and sheep, which is not right, to separate them because they are just fleeing us, you know, they're trying to run away, and then we play some tricks to separate them and catch one, and then can you imagine that, like you're taking the part of the family out straight to
But
captivity, and then it's all for like people applause, go and see and pay some money, and it's just that. It's just a
sick.
It's horrible.
nice business, I guess, for some people.
When they were rescuing whales in Takakan, they said that usually how they get stranded is because they, as well as orcas and dolphins, they also live in a big family. So they are swimming together, and usually is that one gets stuck, and all the rest wait for him and tries to help him to get out. So usually it's just one that gets stuck, and others wait, and then they get stranded too. And it's because they don't want to let go of that one, is that they all get stranded at the end. So it's such a strong connection.
It's like a chain.
It's a
You
chain,
know,
yeah.
in a chain they say like a chain is as strong as the weakest
Part.
Mm.
Wow.
you know.
Wow.
So if you just one of them do something not safe for all of them, they are all we all go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice bound.
Well, what you said that orcas teach the structures of behavior. I saw how they, when they flip the iceberg with the seal on it, they swim underneath and make a big wave that turns it around. Well, they do this. So, for example, if there's a small orca watching, 2 adults do it, but not enough to tip the whale, or even if the seal. And even if the seal falls in the water, they let him get out so that they can try again, and the little one can try. They can learn before
They're
they kill him,
practicing
But it's amazing, It's exactly like you do with a child, You learn, they try, they see, they fail, and then they try again.
They said that the whales and dolphins, they hold the whole Akashic records for the whole universe, no, for the whole Earth, like the records of everything that ever happened and energetically on this planet. So they're like a sacred being of the Earth.
I'm sure they are. I mean, we all are.
Of course,
Right?
we all. True, you're right. Yeah.
I guess.
Cool. I'm really interested to see how would you introduce yourself. Like, if we ask you, who are you? What would you say?
I think you come to a really interesting question at this point in time of my life, because I used to be very clear on myself and who I am and where I come from and all of this. But after exploring, I think it started with the Buddhist teachings and meditation, and then over here in New Zealand went more in the direction of spirituality and what are we and what is this and and then I can say that in the last year or year and a half I grew a lot. Like I learned a lot of different things on how to observe, how to feel, how to what is right, what is wrong. Sometimes I mean, now me saying this, I also go against my own thinking, because I also after this exploring, it's like, okay, there is no duality, so there is not right or wrong, there is no good or bad, there is there is always like relativity and stuff, but
it's all we talk about ever.
I want to make it clear. But so after all of this exploration, I came to this self, and also I was kind of going against the ego, like, ego is bad, kill your ego, kill of this. But I guess I was reading the ego as when you want to feed your ego with some kind of recognition towards others, and like you need to feel better or recognized, I guess. So I was talking about that ego, or I was thinking as ego as that, but then later on I kind of understood, like, maybe ego is just a concept, and we are ego, let's say it's ourselves as we are now, because we are something, we create this and then so it's not like kill your ego, but transform your ego into whatever you think is best for you and for others. And yeah, so I become this kind of how would I introduce myself? I think it's a good
It's a good practice.
and also it's interesting to think about the audience, like who is listening, because if you say like, okay, in this friends, you shouldn't change, but sometimes I think it's good to read others, like what are they expecting, or they how they can understand you better.
I sometimes imagine this space as you sit down in a hostel and then it's 10 people around and you talk for hours and hours and you get to know everyone, and it's so many different stories, so many different views and everything. So it's just like, what do you say when you talk in the hostel? You meet somebody new, or you meet someone you know for a couple of days, and then you're like, oh, but who are you? So,
Yeah.
But maybe if you meet yourself, what would you want to hear from that person?
Yeah. Well, these days what I like to do is just try to just share something with others before like asking, like how old are you, where you come from, how long you been here, because we living here in New Zealand, we are not from here, and usually that's the most common introduction that it's the easiest way. You go into a hostel, you go into the street and like, where are you from? It's like straight
the first
away.
question. Yes,
And I think also in New Zealand is, even for Kiwis, must be a regular question, because
nobody is from here.
It's very diverse here.
And some Kiwis, they are not okay. You are from New Zealand, but second, third generation, not even. Like it's not like home. We don't say where are you from. And if there is someone from outside, it's like, hallelujah, we take them all around. Oh, this is something. I mean, this guy is from somewhere else. It was so cool. It was,
I think I was on the island here for 2 months before I met any Kiwi.
Oh,
I was all with travelers.
So I would describe myself as a friendly, helpful. Well, that's what I try to do. So that's what I think of myself.
Well, I think it describes you super well. Because
Exactly,
now when I'm thinking about it, like about you, and when I usually see you and how you are, you're exactly this. You're friendly and helpful, and you're creating this beautiful Hoyts place, which you make friendly and helpful to anyone who needs it. So it's a great description of you.
Yeah, I think I also started like trying to help, and then it became like something permanent. So sometimes people tell me something just to tell me, and then I'm thinking, how can I help? And it's like sometimes you need a break.
True.
Because you're even, when the others start like, okay, I don't want to say anything, because then he will try to do something, and it's not about that, it's just about
I have the same. My brain just starts working.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I also, I would describe, I love hiking, I love camping, I love bonfires, I love music. Music is, we don't have music here. There's music.
Okay. Yeah, play the music.
I love music. I think it's another type of connection with ourselves, with vibrations, with harmonies, and with others as well. Sometimes I used to say like we are here to connect with others as human beings. Is a big part of our nature, to connect with others, and then you have this. We created language. We created, these ideas of things just to be able to be heard or to communicate to others, to feel like some kind of connection. And then sometimes we don't have to create much. We can just, observe, and it will be like the subtle, natural connection, if just vibration around or energies. I don't know.
I really connect with what you said. Because when you take away all the codes of what you have to do and all the culture and all the ideas, what's left is just connection, pure heart connection.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
No boundaries, nothing in the way of the flow.
No middle layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we created the whole society or stuff to understand each other, like, because it's a huge agreement that the whole society has, and then okay, we speak English here and they speak English there, and then like, okay, we can just go and talk. Oh, how do you cook the egg? But we all know what is an egg. Oh, we created that this is called egg, and it comes like this, and then we develop other stuff and other forms of interactions, I guess. But yeah, it's part of our evolution as humans, I guess. So sometimes I also like to think it's very important, but it's also important to be aware of what is this about, because sometimes it's education. And I was talking to my father the other day, and he was talking a lot about the politics and how they do a mishandling of the funds of the government and stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, I know these people, and it's like, it's not that they are not well educated for us, because they've been to school and they've been to university and they know how to
do
write
some stuff.
read.
Yeah.
But it's more about this other education that we are missing. I think is the humanity or kind of spirituality it's not the same. And so and these days with this kind of, I think the religions are very weak, and so it was the only thing we had kind of teaching us these things, but it got very weak because it also became kind of a business, and they, I don't know, some religions also had a wrong message, I believe, saying like, if you do this you are gonna be punished, and if you do that you're gonna be rewarded, and that kind of thing, like usually people, when they tell you don't do this, what do you want to do? That. So it's like
self-fulfilling prophecy.
And then if the church tell you that, okay, I don't like church, I don't like someone telling me not to do, but it's because maybe it wasn't the right way to tell the message, I guess. And I think it's important because then we can separate, and then the system that is also very criticized is important because it's what we created to develop, and we can do good things out of it. But then the spirituality, humanity, law is also important because then we use the other to develop things, and everything goes together, and work in harmony. So describing myself, I said a few words, but then comes to
what you said is very interesting for me, because I was talking with Josh a lot about this, how language is a construct, and I believe that you have language, you describe some things, and then we describe all the eggs and all the things, and then we went on to feelings, and we put labels on feelings, and then as soon as you have one word, it's just this. But I believe there is so much more, we are constricted by the language, but it's the most beautiful way to express ourselves. Also the numbers is the best way to measure things, but it's not the only way. There's a lot of ways to measure, but we're so focused on numbers and letters.
I agree with you so much about what you said about the feelings, because actually when I feel something, I feel so much, and then to find the words to match this, it's just a really poor way to do it. It's the best we know, but still it describes nothing of what I feel actually.
sometimes for me it's, I usually, how are you feeling? The people ask, and I tend to say good, 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 good.
Yeah,
I'm
of
good,
course.
I'm good, I'm good. Oh, I'm good, I'm really good, I'm good.
Perfect.
But if I'm not good, it's not like I'm gonna say like, oh, I'm sad. I usually say like, oh, I feel a bit low, and I like to say low because I have this. I believe this like feelings and everything are different types of energy, and then energies has a frequency, and the frequency can be high or low. So sometimes what is good, what is bad, we just said that, like there is no such thing, so it's just some kind of different intensity of something, and can be high and low. And I like to say that I was feeling like really low because I don't even find myself like, oh, I'm sad or I am, or anger. It's so hard for me to feel anger. I don't know. Maybe I kind of miss it. Like, well, I don't know.
I feel like you're so lucky. Oh my god. When I feel anger, I cannot get rid of it.
Because I feel like, I don't know. And I think it's important. It's very powerful,
I see it's just a
doesn't come
big developed empathy, because when you see people not with the actions or what they say, but just with who they are, you can't get angry at anything because it's just pure love, but just expressing it in a different way.
Yeah, it's like if you start thinking like, we created the language, and let's say we not only created the language, we created everything. We created that my name is Matias, that 32 is an age because we measure the year in this kind of month, and the years started in that date, so we are in 2020 over here and 2021, and this is June 6, and a lot of layers, a lot of things that we create and we teach ourselves on and on again. And so then if someone is doing something and it's hard to feel angry if you don't agree, because it's like, oh, it's just this kind of superficial thing. And if you feel affected by it, I also know that I can control it inside of me. So if it's inside of me, I cannot judge you because it's me, and if I judge you, I'm going against my own belief and exploration. I already understood life as this. It's everything inside of me. So how can I get angry of something outside if it just doesn't match my own existence, because that's how I perceive life now,
It's a beautiful way to perceive life, yes. I love it.
But yeah, I sometimes if you go all the way that way, it's like, okay, but what are we here? Why am I still alive? Why are we here? And why I keep waking up? And there is a lot to learn and a lot to do, and sometimes it's just okay. Maybe this is the way. Maybe this is the path, and then we always forget also, or it's easy to forget some stuff because we have a lot of distractions outside, and so it's good to connect. I like to meditate or to pause a lot in my life when I'm doing some stuff to actually feel more and that keeps me going, I guess.
Yes. So what do you believe we're here for? Why do you wake up every day?
Well, honestly, these days I believe like I'm a human, and as humans, as I was saying, we are here to experience life as through this experience again, this human experience, and then we have this body and this mind, and then we have all these senses. So we are here to experience life as that, and I think the ultimate human experience would be the when you connect in peace, in harmony with others, and then you share, and then going back to the whales, when you reproduce yourself, because we are one type of animal as well, we are, and then if we have children and we have grandchildren, I believe you feel life in its purest.
Life force movie.
Yeah, that's I think what we're here for. I'm not there yet, but I think like if we don't do that, we miss some part of our capacity of experiencing life. You know.
Wow. Amazing. Yes.
So yeah, I think I'm trying to now just enjoy simple things in life and beautiful people and sharing and helping others and looking forward for that moment that maybe it will and maybe it won't. You know, I also believe like I don't like to force much things, but if we want something, we should create the framework or like the environment for it to become easier. So
nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm here doing.
That was incredible. Thank you so much for sharing.
Family is important. Yeah, as I was telling you before, it's like I thinking on moving with my brother, and I just and it became more present, that idea, after talking with my father, and it just feels so good. Life here in the island is so beautiful. We have everything. We don't need anything, and so much love and so many friends, and the beach. The beach. But yeah, my brother is there, and it's also good to change. I think in my life, I could say like I felt a few cycles. Like I grew up, then I emancipated, then I studied, then I decided to work, and then after work I decided, okay, I wanna travel, and then I went traveling. After traveling, wow, this is a dream. Okay, what I want now? I want to go back to work like this, because I cannot go back to this type of job.
Yeah, of course.
Then I went and did that. Then I traveled again. Then I decided, okay, I moved back to the normal job, like full time. Went back to university, and then at some point it was like, wow, I was like working full time, studying in university again, and then I decided to, okay, now I want to travel again. And then I quit everything, finished studies, travel again, and I'm here now, and it's been 2 years of this kind of away from home, but I don't feel it as traveling anymore, but the lifestyle I was having, it was like that. So I feel like this now, it's again time to go back to this kind of routine of work or a different life. And I'm not saying like maybe in the future I will travel again or feel, because we grow and adapt and change and learn all the time. But I'm feeling this call now, I wanna, I think to have balance in life, sometimes it's good to try a lot of things, and I was doing that until it didn't feel anymore, and then okay, change, just adapt. We need to be flexible, I guess.
And also, as much as I know you're super close with your brothers and your family, and I always find it so lovely, so heartwarming. Like, I love to see when you speak about your family, because through that I can see how connected you are, and it's dreamy.
I love them, and it's very interesting what is happening with my brother, because he's not very in his best days, and he's blaming my parents for his grief or for his struggles. And yeah, we had these talks, and it's like, so wow, I'm 37 and he's 38, so, and we grew up together, and we moved and we went to university together. He even studied the same career I did. And then like how can you have such a different perception when we grew up together? And then that back in the day, or in those kind of conversation, brought to me this kind of idea of like it's all inside of ourselves, and then also how far we can go if we put too much energy in certain type of thoughts, and we start thinking about it, overthinking about that, and overthinking, and people like him, like so smart, he can explain you everything. He found a very perfect explanation of these two. So it was like whoa, and yeah, it's like that's I go back to that, like, oh yeah, even this makes sense to my new beliefs and my
Do you feel like going traveling changed you in a way that now you can be very, it doesn't matter what comes, you can still find your happiness inside and just go through this, what you were just saying?
Yeah, it definitely started with the Buddhist teachings I got in Myanmar, and this retreat in Vipassana meditation retreat, and these people is the most beautiful people, like, oh my god. And yeah, they were telling all of this to us, and we were meditating at the same time, listening to the teachings and meditating, and then I couldn't feel it until the 5th day that I felt like whoa, I really felt like not part of my body, and on that meditation I could be in my body but not feeling like, okay, I am this body. So I felt like, wow, so okay, let's challenge this. What if I lose my, even had the capacity of think, like, and be aware of the whole sounds and everything that was around at the same time, because you're like fully present. I describe that moment as that. And yeah, I started thinking stuff like, what if I lose my legs? Because before that trip I was telling everyone in my job or my parents, like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm ready to, if I die now, right now, it's okay, maybe just meant to be, but you know what? I can say this because I'm happy with the life I had. I'm so grateful for that. And I was saying like that, but I'm not sure if you tell me back in the day, like, okay, you're not gonna die, but you're gonna live without your legs. And I don't know if I would accept that, but in that meditation I was like, okay, this is completely separate. What the feeling I had over that stay was completely separate with my body. So what, legs? I don't feel them now because they were numb on the sitting position. And then and my arms and everything was like straight away the feeling like yeah, there's not even need to think about this. And yeah, it was the first time also, like, I kind of felt, okay, our body is our home, because I started thinking, okay, where is home? And then I thought, the house I grew up with my parents, it's a beautiful house, and then, but that's my parents, I'm not living there for long now. Okay, my last flat in Cordoba, but I was renting that for 3 years, but I'm not there anymore. I've been traveling for 5 months now, and okay, so maybe this Dhamma hall, this monastery is my home now. And it's like, but it's not my home, I'm gonna live in a week. Okay, so I'm in here, I'm in this body. I'm like, okay, home is our body. And yeah, having those kind of realization over those places that you go to explore these kind of things, they just feel great. I loved it, and I went crazy. I thought like, wow, what is this? And then I had other problems, let's say, with my partner back in the day. It was hard to interact in some certain situations, and it's like, well, it's not her, it's me. I'm here, I'm choosing to be here, I'm practicing here, and some stuff that kept coming to my head like so much that I decided, okay, I'm gonna meditate and try to calm my mind. That's the aim, and just be present and nothing else matters. And then when I felt like that, like stopping my mind to follow these thoughts and observe the situation with a clear mind, it was like I felt like free. I felt free from, wow, okay. And then you could go and talk to the other without any kind of feeling or thing in between, because it's your pure self, and it's like, wow, so much easier. So much easier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Always when we do this podcast, I'm learning so much. Like, I listen to people, I listen to you and to everyone, and while that, I'm like always, wow, I just learned so much about myself. Like, look at this.
I believe I also had this idea when you were teaching us the other day the non-violent communication, because you were talking about heart-to-heart communication, and I thought to myself like, wow, this is really cool, because they are setting this kind of scheme or framework again, but it's not about the technique, because using that technique you become to this state of communicating with your heart, you know. Exactly. And yeah, I felt like, okay, even if you are tense and you cannot connect with your heart, but you are using like that technique, it doesn't work, you know. It can fail if you don't connect with your heart. That's the deepest thing, you know.
It's like tantra, because tantra actually means technique, and the idea is to practice this technique that helps you to find what is sacred inside you and to connect to your own knowledge that's inside you. And it's the same here. Like, you have this technique that helps you to connect and to use it, but actually it's not so much about technique. It's more about the human connection and the heart and like the truth inside of us.
Now, the more that I teach, or the more that I and we are explaining it, it's always you come to this. You're just going one step after another to your heart. So from your head you take steps down into the attic where your heart is, down into the basement where your heart is.
That's so nice.
So it's just like, you come to the heart, there's nothing, no anger, no problem, no
judgment,
nothing.
no
It just is what it is, just another heart in front of you, or another group person, whatever.
I love it. Like, every time we do the workshop, we did it 3 times now, and after it I sit down and I always feel like, wow, today I learned so much. Like, just by doing it, no, really, I felt like I learned much more than like everyone else in the room. Always I feel like, wow, like, this is such a learning experience for me, and always I understand it a little bit better, and I learn, and I see the way to transmit it to people easier and better. So
I love to make these kind of connections, you know, like when you were teaching that, I felt this, like I remember when I was just going, meditating to calm my mind, taking out from this kind of, I like when, pause, kind of thing, like
insertion,
internet. Yeah,
nice.
A friend, when we were doing a meditation, he said, like, when you are feeling anger or feeling some kind of emotion, imagine like you are wearing some kind of glasses. So let's say if you're feeling anger, your glasses are red. So you see everything red, and then you will treat others with the red thing and everything red. And then I felt like going to meditate, it was like taking off those kind of glasses. And this is like the same. Like, you know,
Such a
Yeah.
great analogy. Oh my god,
And
I
then
love it.
Yeah.
you connect with your heart, and then you speak heart to heart. And I like to make this connection because at the end everything makes more sense. You can put a different kind of labels, different approaches, but at the end everything is the same.
Mm.
And I remember when I went to the mystery school to this. I'm so bad with martial arts, but I don't remember. It was Tai Chi, Aikido, or some kind of art,
Expression.
that samurai kind of thing. And Jose, he was teaching us all the movements, and every movement was related to an element. It was okay. This is fire. This is water. This is earth, and the movements were perfect. And he was telling us how the old samurais, let's say, with these kind of movements and having a clear mind during a fight, they could get enlightened. And it's like, wow, because I started exploring this when I started meditating and listening to Buddha's teachings and reading about Buddhist teachings and Dharma. And then it's not the only way, because this is just what we are, it's just some spiritual beings, and then we can perceive we can connect a movement. Everything is divine, and everything is meant to be in some way, and it's wow, and I like to. Then everything makes more sense, more connections and more connections. It was a beautiful year of exploring and understanding things like this for me last year.
For me, it's so interesting to explore the religions or even beliefs in general. And you come at the end always at the same idea. It doesn't matter which god you pursue. At the end, they're all selling, or they're all
they're all
teaching the
saying-
same thing. It's just different words, different concepts. Or then you extend it even to, I don't know, like sports. Sports on the high level is the same as a religion, because you go into technique, you go into a belief system, you go into how you perceive the world. It's always the same. Whatever, in the business world, in
It's science.
anything you teach, anything you learn, it's always the same ideas once you come through the technique and the physical stuff.
Yeah.
So incredible.
And it's so nice to be able to see all of this as that, it's just what it is. It's that, and it can be. It's just it's something that we can build in our head. And because I remember growing up, for me, I was okay. I'm learning this, I'm learning that, and everything is like, wow, there's so much. And then how can I would say, like, I like to, how do you say when you make things short? Like a story, or something
like
long,
story
short.
short.
We say resumen in Spanish, a resumen, or brief, I don't know. I like to simplify things, so when I see so much, it's like I make it simple. I need some way to transmit this in a simple way. So I need to make it simpler, because if we complicate ourselves, it's like I think if we make it simple, we can master much more everything, and everything can be simple if we just divide it or see just the core thing. And this kind of looking from above, or connecting all of our different practices and whatever, it makes us simplify everything.
Just choose
Because
whatever is the most
religions,
simplest
they are so complicated, but at the end
Yeah.
they are all the same. Or languages, well, they have different techniques, but and the same. It's so cool.
Yeah, for the languages, for me as well, it's so amazing to explore, because you find new ways of expressing something. So if we go back to the emotions we were talking about, if you say good, it's different than if I say it in Slovene, or it's different connotation. But I remember before we did any Spanish or anything, you taught me the word alegría. And this is for me, like, I'm just learning how to use it because people use it always when it's this beautiful feeling, but it's not beautiful. It's warm, but it's not just warm, you know. So it's so much more. It's such a nice
Joy.
feeling. Yeah, joy.
Joy. Do you remember that the other day we were trying
this
to
was last
remember?
winter, like a year ago. Yeah.
With Cami, our Italian friend, we were trying to remember at Lunasa there was this kind of ritual that they were saying to create the community. I was with joy, and we had
Yes,
to,
yes, I remember.
with joy,
What was it?
Flourish.
flourish
with
in
Mother
harmony
Nature, yes.
With nature.
Heart center, community. Was so beautiful.
Resonate or stuff. Oh, what is it?
Yeah, in restaurants.
Oh, yes.
Mm,
Beautiful.
amazing.
For me, word like this is
Wow.
compassion. I feel like compassion has so much to offer, this word, but still I don't know what it actually means, because Slovenian language doesn't have a word compassion. We don't have a word for it.
Wow.
And I'm still exploring it all the time. What is compassion? And so much more, and so much more. Always I found out so many things. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think compassion is important because this is a long story too. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of my shape of my body, but because my smile kind of shape or something. But people used to tell me like, oh, here comes this happy guy, and it's like, and at some point I was like, why is people
I know.
I'm people telling me I'm happy? I don't know. Okay, maybe. And then you start thinking like, and you start seeing movies saying like pursuit of happiness, oh, expedition of happiness, oh, happy, and then, well, I finished a big relationship and it was like, wow, I'm not happy, I'm not feeling happy, but I'm alright. And then I traveled to New Zealand and I was like, wow, so happy, and I was like, okay, why I'm feeling so happy? And then I realized here in New Zealand, like 8 years ago, like, I'm feeling free. And how I defined free back in the day was because I can be here today, and if I don't want to, I can be wherever I want to be, surrounded by people that I choose and or not, and do whatever I want to do, because this country allowed me to work and have some funds, and some back in the day for me it was everything about money, if I can buy or not some experiences or so I define freedom like that back in the day, and it's like, okay, so now on I used to set some rules in my life, like traveling was one of them when I was 15, but this free thing, I was 29 already. It was very old, or not very old, but you know, for some people.
Just whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And then, yeah, I changed my idea. Okay, I'm gonna, for now on, I'm gonna pursue freedom. Freedom will be my north, and because I realized, like, if I'm free, happiness is there. It doesn't, you don't have to pursue happiness. But then if you pursue happiness, you think, or like the Dalai Lama teaches, you think it's outside, and it's not outside, it's inside of you. Freedom as well. But, you know, back in the day, I don't know, I understood life as that.
Pretty easier to define.
Yeah. So I started following freedom. And I think, okay, I'm gonna finish it there, this story, because it can be long. But I like to connect it with compassion, because compassion is about, I think, others. Sometimes, if you are compassionate, or others, or you can be with yourself too, it's very important. but I think it has to be a lot with this kind of liberation, you know, because if you practice compassion towards others, you can forgive, and if you forgive, forgiveness for me, it's related to a release, you know, to let go of something, just, you know, accept.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, after forgiveness comes acceptance. So you accept, and we should accept ourselves and others. And if we do not, then how can we be free or happy?
Wow.
You know, it's like it can happen. We don't accept, or we don't forgive, or we cannot, and then there's a lot of traumas, a lot of things, and it's not easy at all. But some people it's easier, some people it's not. But I like to see compassion as part of the whole thing too. It's very important.
Good.
Yeah, coming from this compassion is just we can finish here. Like, it's so beautiful. Like yeah, I really I wanna listen more to your story. So sooner or later I would like you to be here again.
Thank you, thank
you
you.
want.
It was amazing. Thank you very much. It's been a while since I don't speak about this, and I used to have it very present in my life. And yeah, it's very special day and night, having the full moon up there, and beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
I know we have so many more stories. I mean, yeah, we can go through a lot. For the end, we have for you a little. It's not a game, but it's very like funny and
Playful.
quick, playful. Yeah. So basically, we have questions for you that require of you one word or one sentence or
Short answer, whatever you feel
short
like.
answer.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to yourself 5 years ago?
5 years ago, when was that?
Or maybe when you were studying or something.
But that's not like one word.
No,
Oh,
but
one
whatever.
sentence you can say. Or two
Advice.
sentences. Whatever you want.
Short, under 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, meditate.
One word, you say.
I didn't. Yeah, wow.
Make it
wow.
simple, nice.
Wow, yeah.
Amazing.
That's so good, yeah.
Meditate.
Okay.
Yes, and I even have an advice for me now. Do
Ooh.
more yoga.
Do more
Nice,
yoga.
Yeah, I'm
Always.
connecting this year more with yoga and practice, and I feel like wow.
Beautiful.
I used to enjoy it as I started with meditation. I was like, I don't know why, but after it, I feel calm. I feel nice, and the yoga is the same. When I'm doing it, I don't enjoy it much, but after a while, I don't regret of doing it. And now it's you know, when you start learning, it's like no, I want to do it.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, the whole thing. I enjoy it while I'm doing more.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Okay, so if you can imagine anything that you want to build or create or just bring to life or do, experience, visit, see, what's your wildest dream?
Oh yeah. Well, it could sound like very, but yeah, my wildest dream would be like everyone living in peace and harmony. No wars.
That's such a beautiful one.
No greed. No greed. Oh, the greed is hard for me to say.
One question we have: if you could change one thing about people, I think you just answered it as well.
Nice. So
Don't
beautiful.
be so greedy. Be more generous. I love that. For me, it's hard to accept when people is generous. I feel more comfortable giving than receiving, but it's beautiful. I think that's the way.
Okay. So then, what do you think is the greatest skill that one can have in life?
I think I can connect people a lot because I love to know people and meet people, and then I see connections between people, and I like to match this. Like, wow, I think this will get along very well, and then this can help, and then that. and I like that too. So wow, that comes to what we were talking. If we are here to connect to others, I love to be the link too.
Nice.
Cool. Do you have a spirit animal?
Or if something really resonates with you,
Or can also be a plant or
It's
celestial
from,
body.
like a
from-
shark.
I love sharks and whales, but I do love the condor, Andean condor from South America,
Back home.
la cordillera de Andes.
Beautiful.
I love those birds. They are huge and I think they are majestic, and it's also what the experience with the sharks, with the condors, it was the same. Like they are so big and they can fly and go away, but then you are over there in the top of a mountain and they come and check you, and connect with you, and wow, you just observe them. It's so beautiful.
We saw them.
Yeah, you saw
Peru.
them? Wow.
In Peru.
See? And they come and check you, and you see the little head, and they're so big, just flying around, not even moving their wings.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
connection with the sun.
Gliding, like through life.
Gliding.
Perfect.
I love that animal. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
I think it suits him very nice. Freedom is his north. Perfect.
That's famous.
Amazing.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so then the next one would be about children. So, what is the one thing that you most disagree with in raising children in this society, and what would you do differently?
It's also with these beliefs I have. I feel like we distract the minds very much, and then it's why it's hard for us to meditate or to be in peace these days. So I will definitely try to. I don't like when they are distracting all the time. Oh, come here, oh, do this, oh, look that, and then you're always trying to attract the attention of the child, and then if you just let them be, they will amaze you. You just observe what they're doing. It's just pure divinity canalizing through them, So I would like to, it's important to get the attention sometimes and to transmit some beautiful knowledge, but if not, it's not necessary all the time. I feel like sometimes it's unnecessary distractions, and then it feels so unnatural. It feels like it doesn't match.
Yes.
Something is not in harmony. I don't know. I have that feeling.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm exactly ready to finish. I got all the inspiration for the day. It's incredible to listen to you.
I feel so full and
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much for being with us.
I'm so glad to know you so much more now. It's like,
Yeah.
love you so
It's so
much.
beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for the stories and insights.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's just very simple and
very deep.
understandable and deep. Yeah. So,
Thank you. It's been a while I don't talk like this. I should do it.
you're always
Give
welcome in
yourself
this
some
room.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like
Set
it.
that free. Amazing. Yes, you're more than welcome to come back whenever you want. And thank you so much.
Thank you, and I'm
Love
keen
you.
to listening to it when you guys have it.
Yes, for sure.
Amazing.
I'll send it to you when it's done.
Sweet.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
We say
Thank you.
Love
Bye.
you.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Lots of love, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.